Shut up and sit down.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Ken Frederick Podcast. Today is April 14th. I want to start off by saying thank you for listening, and you can check us out at kfpodcast.com and facebook.com/kfpodcast. I'd like to introduce you to everybody on the show today. Over here to my left is Don Biordi. We have Justin Christian, the producer. We also have our special guest, Lance.
Notice he gives us no time to say hi or anything like that. He's just like, oh, there's Don, and then the next person is there.
And Ken's throwing chairs.
So I wrote down a little script for Ken to follow so we can get through. We can try and get this intro right. And this big idiot can't follow simple instructions. Say our name so we can say, hi, how are you? And he's like, there, to my left is Dawn. There's Justin. Oh,
I love it.
And he threw a chair across the room. So you were introducing Lance, and I interrupt you because that's what I do.
Hey, there's Lance. Say hello, Lance.
Hey, Lance.
It's
Welcome
Lance.
back, Lance. Good to have you here.
Good to be here.
Hi, Justin.
Hey, Dawn, how you doing?
You just called him Ken.
I did.
Do I look like? Do I have the hair like him?
No, but
You wish you had hair like this.
Well, let's talk about Ken's hair for a few minutes.
You're
there.
going off the you're not messing
We're
up
off script already. Ken got his hair cut, and he looks like, I'm going to put this image on the screen. He looks like the WWE wrestler Sheamus playing Rocksteady in the new Ninja Turtle movie.
I like it.
He has like a saber-tooth like beard going and a weird haircut. I don't know what it is. He looks like
I don't think his haircut's weird. His haircut's the shorter version of what I have.
It's not. Yours is so much more. Look, well, just look. Like, I wish we had
it's
this on
messy
video.
right now because he's been
Look,
exasperated
look where
from
it
you.
starts right here, and it's all effed up in the
I feel
back.
like you have to have a picture of me.
Yeah,
like,
we gotta get a picture of you.
Just take a picture of me looking angrily.
Just
at
looking
you.
angry because it's funny. Your hair is funny. I know I can't talk because I'm bald as hell, but Lance is bald. And look how cool me and Lance look. Right?
I would say Lance looks cool.
Yeah, well, that's true. Lance
And I save on shampoo.
There you go.
true.
All right,
All right,
great
back to the
beard.
script. Go ahead.
Okay. I'd like to mention, because that's what it says here on the script.
Oh, this is going to be a disaster.
What a disaster.
No, honestly, though, I want to thank everyone for liking the Facebook page. We're now up to 157 likes as the beginning of the episode started.
157. Amen.
Yes, so thank you, everybody that are listening. If you could share it on your Facebook feed. Also, maybe even just throw a link out to kfpodcast.com.
No, I did bust Ken's balls last week for not getting off his ass and sharing the podcast.
Yeah.
And he did it this week, and his friends were really awesome because they all
So
started.
thank you to all of Ken's friends.
Thank you,
Yes.
Ken's friends, for being cool and sharing it. And then we tried a little something else. We were reaching out to some new people. We did a Facebook boost of our page, paid a little money to promote the page, and we got people that we're not mutual friends with. So if you're listening to this and you don't know who we are, welcome
And thank you.
and thank you. And please listen to the old stuff too. It's just a bunch of this, more of this.
It's just arguing
yelling and
and-
arguing and making
Yeah.
fun of each other and interrupting. But we got a script now, so we're all right.
It's not really it's more bullet. Whatever.
It's bullet points.
All right, so I'm going to run down a brief list of what we're going to talk about today. So now that we're done yelling at each other for now, we're going to go over who actually won the NCAA belt because we just totally forgot. Well, actually, we didn't forget about it.
Yeah, rephrase that.
I've been procrastinating on the issue, and I finally figured out the
Lazy,
points.
I think it's called. I think it's called lazy.
I think procrastination is a fine word
Okay.
for it, Don. Thank you.
All right.
And so we're going to go over that, award the belt that I forgot at home.
That you don't have.
Well, I don't have. But they didn't have to. I didn't have to say that. I should have said, "Oh yeah, we have a very nice belt."
Yeah,
here."
sure.
We're going to go over the Star Wars Force Awakens Blu-ray review. That's kind of Blu-ray.
But we
review.
never got a chance to talk about Star Wars because it came out when we weren't doing this.
Yes.
Yeah, it came out before we started.
Well, yeah, we didn't get a chance to go over Force Awakens.
Yeah,
so
so I
and
figured
we all
it'd be a
saw
good
it
show.
together in one of our mass movie viewing. Oh,
I
actually,
didn't know where you were going with that.
and we didn't see it all together.
we ate IHOP afterwards,
We did.
like we
Because
all.
let's say why we didn't see it together.
Because Ken
Once again,
procrastinated and
lazy
didn't buy
ass Ken
tickets.
Frederick, your host, never got tickets till the last
Do you
minute.
want to
and had
switch it
see
to
by
the
himself.
procrastination podcast?
I want to call it the Ken Procrastination Podcast.
It'll be out next week.
Or we can put abbreviation. Ken, I'm too busy playing Fallout 4. Frederick Show.
Okay. Can I finish?
Sure,
All right.
go ahead.
This is gonna be a 3-hour-long episode.
All right.
We're gonna go over the Rogue One trailer that was released. Talk about that a little bit. So first, I will award the invisible belt to the winner of the
belt that we don't have.
I have it at home.
Okay.
I haven't seen
So
photographic
tell
evidence
us,
of this belt
who
yet.
was the winner of the NCAA tournament pick? Reveal it to the world.
To
or
the
to
world?
156 likes.
I was the winner of the NCAA.
Wow, surprise!
by a technicality.
You guys voted and said that whoever had one person in the Final Four, because no one else here had it, me and Justin.
So here's how it scores out.
I have the brackets if you want to see them.
He does. Ken and I tied somehow because I don't ever watch
Because I
basketball.
picked all idiotic teams.
You picked
Don-
well, I guess you picked WVU. Me and Justin picked Michigan State to win.
Yeah,
So we had the same winner, so we had
But-
pretty much very similar.
yeah. But we tied in points, but I didn't have a team past.
You didn't have someone in the Final Four.
I didn't have somebody in the Final Four.
He can't even remember what it was.
Yeah.
So
We talked
He's-
about it 20 minutes ago. He can't remember.
He's so mad about it that he forgot.
Justin didn't have anybody in the Final Four, so Ken gets the victory.
Ken
So,
had
another
who
victory
did you
for
have in
Ken.
the Final Four?
Oh, I have to go look.
Was it probably North Carolina?
Don't go into that song. I'm not putting any more Petey Bob with it. Don't sing it. Don't say it. No, don't say it. No more Petey Bob.
I'll look it up and see, but I forget who it was.
Okay, all right.
Maybe while we're talking about something
So
else.
congratulations to Ken.
Yep.
Thank you. And I will put what we'll do for the belt is anytime there's a bet going on between all three of us, the belt will be on the line to whoever wins it.
And
So-
Lance, if he wants to join in on the betting.
Yeah, but Lance has to then come back the next bet. And,
True.
Yeah.
The next
Defend
bed?
his
Did you
title.
say?
yeah,
Defend my toe.
Lance, get over here in this next bed.
Oh, it's one of these podcasts.
So there you go. So what's your acceptance speech there, Ken? What do you want to
I mean, let's be honest. Anything I say is going to be thrown back at me. So I'm just
Let
going
me
to
just tell you that he just added these up like 5 minutes before. We were eating dinner, and he's angrily on a calculator adding up totals. Because
Well, you
again,
sent me pictures of your brackets. Like we had.
Ken, you had weeks to do this.
You
The
never
last
gave
game
me
was
a
2 weeks.
hard copy, so I had to.
Oh, you bet you'd like to get a hard copy from somebody. But anyway, congratulations to the Ken Frederick Show host.
I mean,
for
it's
winning
only
the
fair
belt.
that I am the first winner
Yeah,
of the
it's
Ken
only
Frederick
fair.
podcast championship belt.
Round of applause for Ken.
Oh, thank you.
We should have done a hockey playoff bracket.
Well, let me bring up another story.
Oh God.
Okay, because yesterday I sent a thing out about I'd like to get in a hockey bracket, like a tournament or pick some teams, and Ken goes, yeah, we could do that. I'll set one up. I said, and I gave him the Dawn look of, no, you're not. That's the look I give him where I go, you're going to play video games all night, you lazy ass, and you're not going to do it? And he goes, no, I'll get one out. We'll just do it small, couple people. Came in today, nothing. There's nothing. He didn't do it. He didn't do anything. They started last night. So
I
now
know.
we're
Well, Tuesday I was here till like 11:30 at work.
Excuses.
if he's working, I'll give him the pass on the
Well,
work.
come on. Never mind.
Do we want to talk about how much work someone does in a given day? Do we want to start that?
Yeah. That's a conversation you would lose, Don.
So I'm going to interrupt this podcast
while
with a
you're
small
lighting
story.
your house
Okay.
on fire.
I always lie to my wife and say that like I'm working hard during the day. So the other day, Alex was homesick.
Yeah.
And I needed my morning nap, that I'm supposed to be having.
Is this a naked
So,
morning nap?
no naked naps. So I'm laying in bed taking a nap, and he's in there playing video games. We just set him up with texting on his iPod. He comes in and records me sleeping and snoring and sends it to my wife. So I hear like this click, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Nothing." And he like runs in the other room. Then she calls me, "Having a nice nap?" And I'm like, "How did you know? Do you have cameras in this house?" And I was like, "That little shit ratted me out."
oh, that's
It was great. All right, cool.
All right, so that's
Next.
now done.
That's undone. Congrats to Ken.
Thank you.
Moving on.
All right, so
And
next.
awkward silence.
Quit saying awkward silence. I can edit that out.
All right, so next up is the Star Wars Force Awakens Blu-ray review.
All right. So who here has seen the movie again since it was in theater?
I have.
Raise your hand so no one
Yes.
can
Yes.
see.
Just me and the cheese?
I've seen it. Yeah.
I've seen it.
You saw it?
Well, to be fair, I saw it 5 times in theaters.
Oh, God.
I watched it once at the theater.
Well, that doesn't surprise me coming from the guy who's going to go see The Jungle Book alone this weekend.
The quote was, "So does anyone want to go see the Jungle Book with me this weekend?"
And I said, do you want to take my kids and go so you don't look stupid?
Sure.
And he's like, yeah, sure. He don't care. The cheese will go. He don't care. He'll
That's
get
why
it
I stand alone.
I'm gonna go sit in the luxury seating at the Cranberry Theater
with a mixed
with
drink.
my feet up. No, Cranberry doesn't do booze yet. They need to get a liquor
Well, you can
license
bring
or
your
something.
own. That's what
Well, I
flasks
could,
are
yeah.
made for. Like, let's be honest.
All right, so we all saw the movie again. Let's start
Well,
off.
I didn't see it again, but I'll be
But
fine.
you saw it already. So let's just get some reactions. We'll start with Lance. Lance, what'd you think about The Force Awakens?
I think it was actually a very good movie, and I think it's actually for Disney's first foray into the Star Wars genre. They walked the line between keeping the fanboys happy and keeping a brand new generation happy.
I agree.
Yeah.
Justin?
I loved it. For me, it felt like the original trilogy again.
Well, there's a reason why I felt like the original trilogy.
You have felt the original trilogy before?
Shut up. Just the when the prequel trilogy came out, they just didn't. They looked different. They had a
You wanted
different
to say
tone.
it didn't feel like the original.
You can't say Phil.
I can't say that again because you'll make fun of me. But it was completely different. It was like watching cartoons with people, like half cartoon, half people movies, and live action is the word I was trying to.
I love half cartoon, half people movies.
See, now this week Ken's head's going to explode.
I love it. What are you watching in there? It's a half cartoon, half people movie. There's half a person in that movie? Yeah, and then the other half is cartoon. You know, they have a cartoon head and a real body.
That's all on Justin's other laptop.
It's not in the
that's
new
just the
laptop.
Yeah. Anyway, it was a new story, but it felt retro, and I
It was
really
very
enjoyed
much
it.
a retell of A New Hope.
Yeah.
It was like,
Yes.
here's A New Hope. We're going to do it differently with different people. And, you know, we're going to... Which I don't care. I mean, it was fine. I didn't bother me. We talked about earlier off the podcast, but I loved Rey. I thought she was a great Star Wars character.
What's the actress's name?
Daisy Ridley.
Thanks, stats, man. She was so much better than Hayden Christensen in the original show. I mean,
That's comparing a bowl of
the light bulb in the ship was better than Hayden Christensen. It was. I mean, he was horrible, and she was much better than Natalie Portman.
Oh yeah.
She was fantastic. I thought she was such a lovable character, just a character you liked. I also thought Finn was fantastic.
I like that kid.
I liked the way he, like, you know, there was an innocence about him that was. It almost felt to me in that movie like Rey and Finn were like, you know how like we're seeing this universe, like back to that Star Wars universe. It was like they were fans of it and being thrown in it. The way they knew the names of, like, they knew who Luke Skywalker was. They knew who Han Solo.
Yeah.
was.
Did you see Daisy Ridley's reaction video when she watched the trailer for the first time?
No, because I don't stalk her on Instagram.
It was the sweetest thing I've ever seen.
Aw.
She's sitting in a hotel room with one
This
of her
is good.
friends in London, and her friend is videotaping her watching the trailer, and she was just, and she like started crying, and it was the coolest thing ever.
She's a good kid.
Yeah.
And I like her. She's good in that. She was really good in that movie, and he was great in that movie. Everybody was really, really good. I mean, I was kind of bummed they killed Han Solo. I mean, I guess everybody knows that by now.
Spoilers.
If you haven't seen it by now, it came out at Christmas. If you if we spoiled it for you, I'm sorry. Shut up. Watch a movie once in a while.
Unlike the Facebook page.
Yeah. But
don't do that.
156.
I thought that was too obvious that they were going to kill Han Solo.
Well, yeah, the whole scene where like all of a
He
sudden
walks
like,
out onto the dangerous bridge with no handrails.
Yeah, it was very.
Dad, can you help me with something? Here, hold this dangerous lightsaber.
Let's talk about the Empire and lack of OSHA standards, shall we?
It was really
Well,
bad.
when you run the Galactic Empire, you don't need to follow rules, safety violations, and whatnot.
The other problem I had with that scene, and it's one of the only things about the entire movie that I wasn't thrilled with, was from being a fan of the original and being a Han Solo fan, it was emotional for me to see him go.
Okay.
But there was no.
You're fine. Go ahead.
There was no emotional tie between those two characters.
It was like the first time they met.
Other than that 30-second scene in the movie. If they had done a 10-second scene earlier in the movie when they first attack Maz Kanata's place, if they had run into each other,
I don't know what he said.
Maz Kanata, the little grapefruit, orange-headed alien.
With the alien with the
big
big eyes.
eyes.
See,
Yes.
you gotta talk Don and Ken terms. When they're at that little alien girl with the big eyes, not throw names around like
Like
they're
Mazda Miata's house.
the one in Mazda Miata's house.
The one who likes Chewie.
That was good. I like that.
Because if they had done a scene where the two of them had run into each other at that scene, other than Han just seeing him from a distance,
They would have done a flashback of them at the playground pushing Kylo Ren on a swing. You know. I get what you're saying, though.
I see what you're saying, but I have to disagree with this one because
Lance got a lot of hand gestures going on.
I know
right now.
I got a lot of hand gestures.
He's excited.
But, so, all right, the death of Han Solo and basically the whole setup. Okay, it's almost like his life has gone full circle. Started out as the loner with questionable morals. Whoever shot Greedo first, or he shot, or whatever.
Right.
But the point is, he goes through. He falls in love. They have a kid. He goes back to being a pirate again, starts to love again, and then dies.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's almost like that full circle thing.
Right.
And the whole idea is that he actually went back to being a pirate / smuggler
Which I didn't really get
because
why
he wanted
he
to
did
forget his son.
Well, okay, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. His and Leia relationship was really odd in that movie too. They haven't seen each other in like years, and they're just real snarky and weird with each
think about
other.
it. It's the odd couple. It's the odd couple 25 years later.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I it made sense. Who
Someone's
vibrated?
vibrating. Sounds like an earthquake on the podcast.
I mean, yeah, the interaction, the relationship between the two of them, I thought it made sense. Her acting was a little suspect. You can tell she hasn't been on screen
They
for a
probably
while.
took her out of like a bar somewhere and were like, "Hey, Carrie Fisher, you want to be Leia again? Yeah, what? Okay, they
Can I bring my dog along?
fed her some lines."
But other than that, I mean, it made sense. And
What's your reaction of it? You haven't said much about it.
Okay, so I'm
just gonna make noises.
that's pretty much how I sums up.
Yeah.
I have some issues with it. Like, I don't think it's bad. It's very much a new hope for a new generation. Like, this is where kids get into Star Wars now.
It's a jump on.
Yeah, and then they don't have to worry about watching, because you can watch that movie and not watch any of the other Star Wars
Right.
movies.
But it might make you want to go back and watch
Exactly.
yeah,
I have a real issue because as a fan of the extended universe and the books, I'm upset that all that lineage is 90% gone.
it. Now explain to people what that means.
The extended universe was whenever the actual trilogy ended. Timothy Zahn, with the approval of, I can't remember the guy.
George Lucas.
George Lucas, thank you. I can't remember the guy that created it. Got his approval, and they would write book series based on after episode 6. There was a storyline where Luke finds the clone of Emperor Palpatine because he cloned himself, and it's a younger version. It's all I think it's Dark Empire.
Yeah, Dark Empire.
But what I really like is in the extended universe, there's stories of where Han and Leia has 3 kids. They have twins, Jason and Jonna.
Jada.
Where there's the Wonder Twins.
Yeah, those were the Wonder Twins.
Do they have a monkey with them too?
They do.
Did one turn into a bucket of water and the other one an elephant, and then suck the water up and spray them on bad guys?
Yes.
That was only on Super Friends. Okay, right. I thought they were the same. Everybody had a Jason and Janan. There was the ones on Space Ghost.
Yeah, there was those.
Back in the '80s, everybody had a brother and sister duo
Jane,
and a goddamn monkey for some reason.
Yes, people. I think pet monkeys were big back then,
They were
so they
big.
realized that they just bit through feces. I think before that they didn't know. It was like a world of wonder. They're like, help a monkey.
We put a monkey in a jetpack. Would that be useful for fighting crime in outer space? I think so. Why not? What the hell?
I mean, this person turns into an elephant. This person turns into a bucket of water. A monkey will only make this better.
Yeah, I mean, for people who don't know what we're talking
Right there,
about,
Clyde.
we will have to put an image of the Wonder Twins changing into a bucket of water and
Because they would hit their rings together like Wonder Twin powers
activate, and then that.
Wow. So back to Star Wars.
Back to Star Wars. That's what I do. I derail.
So they have the twins, and then they also have Anakin Solo, and they all are Force sensitive. And Chewie starts hanging out with Anakin, and
Force sensitive.
well, they all have Jedi powers, but some are in different strengths.
But they have some midichlorians.
They do. Then one betrays the rest of them and goes to the dark side. Chewie dies in a very memorable scene.
That's ridiculous. Chewie's death happens because a moon falls on him.
That's pretty epic.
It's a hell of a way to die.
Yeah. And so
It's not better than having a heart attack for eating pizza or something like that, right?
Touche.
And there's some villains I really liked. Like I like the Oven Vong that are like organic-based creatures that fly in organic
My
ships.
bad hearing thought you said I like the oven thong. I was like, what the hell's an oven thong? Like, that's a weird...
Cue the thong song.
Yeah.
Find an image of an oven wearing a thong.
I know, that's a tough one to find, an oven thong. You're like, I like the oven thong. That's a good one. That's a thong you wear when you're using the oven. Is the oven thong.
That's what Superman wears whenever he's making fried eggs, and Batman be Superman.
Well, and Admiral Thrawn. I mean, that whole
Yeah,
trilogy.
Grand
yes,
Admiral
yes,
Thrawn.
yes.
So basically, unless you're going to recap the whole damn extended universe,
We're the one that brought up this.
you're
Wonder
mad that they're
Twins.
not using any
Yes,
of that.
yes.
There's an awful lot of good storytelling that has basically been derailed.
Yeah.
That was
Well,
the point you just made, Lance, that Ken was trying
But
to
what
make.
I think they're going to do...
I'm done talking.
Poor Ken.
I'm sorry, I'm rough on
What
you today.
I think they're
20
going to
minutes
do for these anthology movies is I think they're going to pick and choose stories from the old extended universe.
But they can't pick and choose stuff with that deals with the main characters that was so good. Like I can understand if you can pick and choose and do a movie where Grand Admiral Thrawn is the villain or it deals with the Oven Vong, but you can't bring back like.
So why did they get rid of
Well,
all
but
this?
they've
What's
already
the reasoning behind it?
I think
because there was no continuity. Different stories contradicted
Well,
each other.
There was different. If you look back, because before Episode 1 came out, there was. I used to have them. There's Star Wars encyclopedias, and it would be like you look at a store, like a story, and it'd be like this was approved by. This was a Timothy Zahn book approved by George Lucas, so it's in extended universe.
It's official.
This is from the Ewoks cartoon, and this was just thrown
droid
in.
cartoon.
Yeah, the droid cartoon, or like, oh, this was in the Star Wars Christmas special, like. Lumpy's not a real
Actually, I
person.
think technically, I
It
think
is
the
in
Star
the-
Wars
yeah.
Christmas special is canon.
It
That's
is.
pretty bad stuff right there.
Actually, it's sort of cool. There was an article. I have to see if we can find it, but there was one person at Lucasfilm who was basically in charge of what was canon and what wasn't.
Are you ready? Are you ready? Pablo Hidalgo.
Oh,
There you go.
jeez.
Oh, wow.
Kenny Pablo's in charge of all the Star
Not
Wars.
Petey Pablo again.
But it was so cool because you could actually pick any point in time and go, okay, this is where everything happened. This is what went on at the Ewoks.
Yeah,
This is what
Star
went on
Wars
here.
universe is really confusing.
It's huge.
You think the
Well,
Star Trek timeline is bad?
Yeah.
Star Wars
Well,
is worse.
the Old Republic stuff was 5,000 years before A New
yeah.
Hope.
Was it
And-
Darth Bane and
Darth
And
Bane,
that's my
Darth
problem.
Revan,
yeah.
Where I don't want to jump ahead to the Rogue One stuff, but that's what Star Wars felt to me is like. Star Wars to me always felt like they whore out so much stuff. Like it's like
Well, yeah.
they proved to you how many weeks were there between these two events? 2 weeks. Let's make a TV show about it. Let's make 5 movies about those 2 weeks and fill it with all these things and new characters, more Jedis, and more things, and more lightsabers.
but
and you're
actually-
like, okay, we get it.
But that whole reason right there is also why I liked, because it's a huge galaxy. I want to see
far away.
Yeah, it's very far away.
Really?
And I want to see different aspects of the same. Like there's different people
Yeah.
in different situations.
What's cool, while the Death Star's being blown up, here's stuff that's going on over here.
Yeah.
Well, if you remember the book Tales of the Bounty Hunter, okay, the bounty hunter scene in Empire Strikes Back, which is maybe like 5-10 seconds.
If that.
They made a whole book based on each one
Yeah,
of those
that's
characters.
what I mean.
Yeah.
They hoard
And-
stuff out and squeeze
But
as much as they
but
can.
that's
I
not what
agree
they
with-
do.
But
I
they were
agree
good
with Ken.
stories.
Yeah, because it expands the universe instead of shrinking it. Which, if we can step one thing ahead into one of our topics here, talking about
Oh, we're all over the place
future
with this thing.
future predictions and who Rey's parents are,
Okay.
and
He's jumping around the agenda.
This agenda.
It's within the same major grouping.
You're amazing.
I got yelled at 3 times because I messed up. I switched 2 of them around.
I'm just trying to justify my actions.
Okay,
to
go
jump
ahead. Let's hear
You
it.
don't
Let's talk about who we think Rey's parents
So,
are.
many people.
Luke Skywalker. Done. All right. Good night, everybody.
Yeah,
See you later.
many people believe that Luke Skywalker is going to end up being Rey's father.
Of course he is.
I will be okay if that's the story they go with, but I
Well,
would,
as long as Justin's okay. Sorry.
but I would rather it be something else. So instead of shrinking the universe, you expand the universe out.
You and this shrinking and expanding, you got to stop. I mean, how much more expanded do we need it?
They're talking about making a Star Wars movie every single year for the foreseeable future.
And I'm fine with that.
I am thrilled with that.
I wouldn't go thrilled. I'd calm down a little bit. I'm okay.
They can't just keep telling the same story over and over. They need to move out and tell other stories.
And that's fine, but why Rey is not something you want to expand. That's centralized. This is these are the main 9 movies. Okay?
But why does she have to be a member of the family?
Because if she's as strong as she is, she has to be a Skywalker.
Not necessarily. Because she could be. Now, this is one of the theories I have. She could be.
No,
because you interrupt me every time.
Filibustering over there.
Yeah, he's filibustering over there. I'm going to edit all this out.
One of the theories.
We'll have Petey Pablo while this is on. Right, go ahead.
Somewhere Petey Pablo's in North Carolina is so excited he's getting this.
No, we're going to get a cease and desist letter that we have to pay him royalties for using his name.
Right, go ahead. Say your piece because I'm going to shit on it after you're
so
done.
that technically, I guess, she could be inadvertently a part of the Skywalker bloodline if she's a Force birth. Doesn't have a father. She was created by the Force just like Anakin was.
What if she doesn't have a mother and Luke gave birth to her?
Right out of his wiener. Just shot a sperm out and it turned into Rey. And he was like, whoops, how did that happen? Then he left her on the planet. Right? He was just trying to get one clean before he could get on the ship and get back home. And out came a baby because it's the Force. Now, I'm going to shit on that theory. I don't want Rey to be anything but a Skywalker. Reason being, this movie... The way they are you scoffing?
No, I have a question.
All right, I thought you were going to poo-poo before I even got it out. This movie, Force Awakens, it's family-oriented. The bad guy is a Solo. And
so he's
not.
Go ahead.
He's cutting me off again. Did he just cut me off, Lance? He just cut me off.
Go ahead.
So the bad guy is a Solo. It's all about family. This would only make sense to me. She is just like... Let me give you my little theory why I think it's her. Because Anakin grew up on a desert planet, right? He was that miracle birth or whatever it is. He's like Jesus, okay? He's like immaculately...
now you're going to go.
Or whatever it is, okay? So he
First
comes out...
Pablo, then the Christians.
He's...
we just lost Diana.
Yeah, we did. Sorry, Diana. He was born a simple life, a simple person. He was really strong in the Force. But he was brought in to... all that politics and Coruscant stuff, and it corrupted him. The power corrupted him. He fell in love. He went crazy. Luke, then, his son, same scenario, grows up on a desert planet, isn't tainted by any of that stuff till he's like 19, 20 years old, and he's able to resist the dark side. He's able to beat it. He's now the most powerful. They're saying he's the most powerful Jedi ever and currently alive in that universe. I feel like Luke being that smart, knows exactly what his daughter needs to not turn into his father, to not turn into her grandfather. So he's like, look, I'm not going to let her grow up how Ben Solo's growing up, as with the general, and you see what happens. He becomes bad. He leaves her on some shit-sack planet to get tough, and look what she's becoming. She's already almost stronger than Kylo at the end of that movie because... of her dad's training that he didn't know she has, and I think it makes the perfect sense in a story.
I would argue that she is stronger than Kylo at the end of that movie.
Which bothers me, but that's,
go ahead.
I'll go on later.
My one question and one inconsistency with that is, supposedly Kylo Ren was trained by Skywalker, so wouldn't Skywalker have trained his daughter at the same time?
I don't think he wanted to because he knew that there was a chance he was going to get corrupted. Because Kylo Ren, I think, had a very privileged life. He grew up, his mother was a general, his dad was a general, they won the battle. He probably grew up on a nice planet, taken care of, where his daughter had to struggle mentally and go through a different kind of training, the training that he had as a boy. Because he was kind of being trained by Obi-Wan in the shadows. Do you remember that?
Right.
Because he was left there to, like, struggle, and he learned how to... be that. I think that's what he wanted his daughter to do because he knew deep down inside that Ben Solo was going to go evil.
The only other problem with that is the timeline. Because when she was left on Jakku, she was 5.
Okay, so what's the problem?
By that time, Ben Solo had already turned and had already...
How do you know that? How do you know that he already turned? What's the age difference?
In the
10
movie,
years?
Kylo, yeah, it's about 10 years. She's 19 and Kylo Ren is 29 to 30.
All right, so if he already turned, then that's why he didn't want his daughter to go through it. Then
I will. This is what I think.
let's hear it.
All right. I think that Rey is not Luke's. She's a Skywalker, but she is. I think it's their daughter. I think it is Kylo Ren's sister.
I think that one's too obvious.
I think Kylo Ren abducted her from Luke and dropped her on Jakku.
But why wouldn't Han and Leia know that they have a daughter or not mention it?
Or they might have thought her daughter's already dead.
Why is
I've heard that theory.
Because I think that there's a third party we're not going to see until.
I think the brother and sister is too cheesy. Brother versus sister. They already had father versus son.
Well, but if you're talking about that, then you go back to the whole "if she's his daughter, I am your father" moment.
Yeah,
So-
but they have. But here's the thing with that, which I think is kind of cool.
They both interrupted me.
You lost it.
I did.
Let me get this out.
You
real
paused
quick.
and opened the door.
The "I am your father" that they did in the original trilogy was bad. When he said "I am your father," that was like, remember he screams "no" and he's like terrified of it. They can almost do an "I am your father" in this one, and it's a good thing.
Now, I'll put a theory that you
And
all
just
are
so you
gonna
don't know,
go at.
Justin shook his head in agreement.
Yeah, I'll. That's a sound theory.
So here's a theory that you guys are all going to just crap on.
Okay.
It's Lando's kid.
No, that's
Colt
Finn.
45. I think Rey is actually a descendant of the Kenobi.
It could be.
And I've heard this one too, and I don't understand how this could even.
So
work.
there was
that?
always
Oh, she's 19.
there was always this part of Kenobi where he had a relationship, but they never really fleshed it out. But it actually always was like in the back of his mind.
I just don't think the age works out well. 'Cause
No,
I
you're not
said
saying-
it's a descendant. I'm
Yeah,
not saying
so like
Obi-Wan Kenobi's her
granddaughter.
grandfather.
right.
Some.
That's possible. I won't crap on that.
Now, I mean, because the point, but the whole
won't shit
point
on
is that are we? Well, actually, let's move on to Finn. Do we think Finn is of the Solo or Skywalker line?
Finn?
No, I don't think Finn's a Jedi at all.
Right. No. Well, that's my point. Okay, these two actually approach the Force in a totally different manner. Okay.
Right.
They're not your traditional Jedi. They don't even recognize themselves as Jedi, but they have the same power. Okay.
Who has the same power?
Finn and Rey.
Well,
I
Finn
don't
didn't
think
have
Finn.
any
I don't
power,
think
did
Finn
he?
has any Jedi power.
I think Finn could
He
use
sucked
the
with
li-
that lightsaber.
I think he could only use as well as he could because he was trained in combat by the Empire to use.
Well,
Right,
because
but
they
he
were
was
trained with those baton things to fight Jedi, and that's where he got his. And he just started
And
swinging.
I don't
the
understand why they'd be.
lightsaber.
Yeah, but the
trained
point
to
is he
fight
could actually
Jedi
wield a
when there's no
lightsaber
Jedi.
with some authority.
You're stumbling on that one.
Well, no, because the what was the First Order? The First Order, they mention them taking because they knew the Jedi were coming back because they knew Skywalker was out there trying to get the Jedi Order
All
back.
right. I still don't think Finn had any Jedi skill.
I don't either.
He wasn't aware of anything.
I think you have to have
think?
some lightsaber ability or some Force ineptitude
To touch a lightsaber?
to use a lightsaber.
Not
effectively.
true, because remember Han Solo picked it up and used it. No problem in Empire.
He cutting a.
He still turned it on. It wasn't like
No, I don't mean cut like turning it on and cutting whatever that was.
a tauntaun.
A tauntaun.
Yeah.
That's one thing, but using it in battle so you don't swing it like
And
But
cut your arm
Finn
off?
used it horribly. I mean, he was horrible with it.
he used it somewhat effectively. He beat at least 1 to 2 people with it.
I don't know. I don't think he's a Jedi at all. No, I see these theories where people are going, it's Mace Windu's grandson or whatever. I'm like,
because it's the only other black
it's the only
person
other
in the
black
Star Wars
person. Everybody's like, it's Lando's kid. I'm like, okay, no, that's racist. And they're like, it's Mace Windu's kid. I'm like, the only black Jedi, it has to be a black Jedi descendant. That's ridiculous. He's not Mace Windu's grandson or great grandson. It would be cool to see Samuel Jackson back in a movie. In a ghost form.
Oh, yeah,
Just going, hey, Mace. Hey,
Hey,
Finn.
I like that he's talking to himself
Yeah.
as a ghost.
Yeah, as a ghost.
Now back to my point is I think that Rey is a Skywalker that is the brother of Kylo Ren, and I think that he took his sister away from Luke at an early age and dropped her off at Jakku and sided with the Empire because he has Force premonitions of something bigger.
And my problem with that is, did you notice when Han died how Leia knew about it? She felt it.
Yeah.
Because Leia has Jedi powers too. She felt it.
Yeah.
She
And I who felt it.
She
Dealt
would have
it.
felt if her this isn't a fart, this is a force. She would have felt it if her daughter died.
That's true. I'm standing by.
I think
even
she
though
would have
that
felt
whole
it if she was like, my daughter's dead. She would have felt her, and not knowing and not ever feeling that, she would be like, wait a minute, you found this girl. There would be a connection. When she saw her and hugged her, I think she would be like,
Well, there was
someone-
in it. There was a mutual acknowledgement.
because it's her aunt.
What if
It could be.
What if there was like a bunch of Jedi killed at the same time, and she felt a great disturbance?
Oh, you're
like
an idiot.
Like a
Like a
bunch-
thousand
voices.
voices.
There wasn't.
crying
Yeah.
out.
But and then the other thing you have to look at though is if she's Luke's daughter, wouldn't Han and Leia know about Luke having a daughter?
Maybe Luke was away. I don't know.
And while Luke's away,
Luke disappeared for a while.
14 years.
So maybe when he
14 to 15
disappeared,
years.
there was a little lady laying there. She was kind of hot. And Luke Jedi mind tricked her, slipped one in, got the hell out of there. And
she Bill Cosby.
Bill Cosby to her. I'm not putting an image of Bill Cosby on there.
And what a lightsaber Andor. That was a horrible movie.
And because everybody wants it to be Luke's kid because they want it to be that. I don't know who Mara Jade is, but they want it to be that's her mom.
Mara Jade was a really cool character from the expanded universe.
Mara Jade was the hand of the Emperor that would go around and was his bounty hunter for a while that would kill people. The Emperor sent her to kill Luke, and then they fell in love.
And then everybody wants her to be in the universe.
And I think that's the summary of it. I might not be 100% sure because it's been a while since I've read my
so
extended
she's
universe.
Mara Jade's her
Very
mom.
close. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. Well, I guess we'll find out, but
So we all like the movie.
it's good. Let's
Now,
go
what-
into the Rogue One portion of this.
Okay.
Yes.
We don't want any more stats?
Yeah, give us some stats.
All right, I did some research so they wouldn't make fun of me because I couldn't answer a question when they asked it.
It's time for Stats with the Cheese.
I love it. We need a song for that.
We do.
So,
I think we just had a song. Well, you don't like my song? Screw you, Justin.
so the total budget to make this movie was $245 million.
Okay.
God, that's a lot of money. Worldwide box office.
Still not more than Batman vs. Superman that produced the movie. Well, what did they spend in marketing on this movie, too?
I think the 245 includes marketing.
No, that can't be.
Maybe not.
Did you look up stats? Well, guess what? They're wrong.
All right, go ahead.
Because I have a
anyway,
premonition that this is not right.
Worldwide box office, $2.1 billion.
Wow.
Billion with a B.
Billion. It's the number one all-time domestic box office gross at $935 million. It didn't quite break the $1 billion domestic goal, but the next closest to it is Avatar at $760 million.
Avatar.
That turd.
Number 3 is Titanic with $685. Jurassic World is 4th with $652, and Avengers, the original Avengers, at $623.
Okay.
So
it was a hit, is what you're trying to say.
it was a giant.
You mean it beat Ernest Goes to Camp?
It did. But that is a excellent classic.
Did it make
movie.
more than Ishtar in the opening?
It made more than Ishtar in the opening minute.
It made more than Ishtar in one. I love that we're talking about Ishtar now. In one screening. Our tickets made more than Ishtar.
Yeah.
I get to put a picture of Ishtar on the screen right now.
200
One of the greatest movies ever made.
The people that produced Ishtar, P.D. Pablo, are going.
They're just going nuts. They can't use the royalties to Ishtar. Those bastards.
All right, so we're done with
$5
stats.
of it?
We're done with stats.
So Rogue One. I feel like Dawn should go first.
No, listen, Dawn has to go last on Rogue One because
Because I want a chance to rebuttal here,
Yeah.
man.
All right, I'll go first.
Let's start with a little negativity and go into
Let's
some positive.
start with some negative tiggity.
No diggity.
Wait a minute. First of all, set the scene for Rogue One.
Okay, so Rogue One is apparently.
Do you want me to do this part?
No, I'm going to do this part. I'm going to do this part meanly, okay?
Oh,
No.
Listen. I'm going to do the real one first. So Rogue One is apparently the story of when you're watching A New Hope, they mention, and don't give me that I'm getting it wrong look, okay? They mention plans to steal the Death Star plans, and that's how Luke is able to fly in and shoot the thing and blow up the Death Star. And they mention in that movie a lot of people died to get these plans.
A lot of who?
A lot of...
Many Bothans died to bring us these plans.
So now they're going to tell us this story, and this goes back to my thing about Star Wars whoring out time. Oh, we got a little bit of spot. We're going to make a movie about it. And they're going to tell us the story of how the plans for the Death Star and all this were originally stolen. And this is what Rogue One is about. Am I correct?
You're correct.
Okay. This is also called... Disney now owns the rights to Star Wars. Disney is trying to make the Marvel movies, how we have the Avenger movies, and then we have little sub ones telling the stories. They want to do that with the Star Wars properties.
And I have no problem
So
with
they're
that.
going to try and make movies. Now, I also have no problem with that because a young movie about Han Solo is an interesting movie to me because we don't know what happened to Han Solo when he was a kid. I don't know. I know how he became. I know who he is now, but I'd like to see adventures of him young and with Chewbacca and all that stuff like that. You want to make a Boba Fett movie because people like to masturbate to Boba Fett? Go ahead. I probably won't go see it because I could care less about
Bop
Boba
into
Fett.
Boba.
You'll go see it.
I don't want to interrupt you too much on this. I don't want a Boba Fett movie because the coolest thing about Boba Fett is you know nothing about
The
him.
coolest thing about Boba Fett is nothing.
You know nothing about him. It's
I have
mysterious.
to disagree.
It's the mystery.
All he ever did was nod in a movie, and it looked cool, and people went nuts over him. He was horrible. He got killed so easily and threw into the Sarlacc pit.
He didn't die. He didn't die.
Please. You know, Jango Fett was cooler than Boba Fett.
No, he wasn't.
Nah.
He just lived on a rainy planet.
He
And
did live on a
actually,
rainy planet.
you did. I mean, with the death of Jango Fett, you actually did have at least a glimpse into Boba Fett.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of got Boba's origin. And
All right, enough of Boba Fett. So Rogue One, this is my big problem with it. This movie's about how they stole the plans to blow up the Death Star.
The Dark Star?
Let me tell you right
Death
now,
Star 1.
I could give two shits how they stole the plans to blow up the Death Star because I watch Star Wars and I know that they blow up the Death Star. I don't have to know if the plans work. I know that they got them and I knew that they blew it up. So I don't care what they had to do to get these plans. I don't care how many Bothans died. I don't care who died. I don't care that you're going to take... You know what, Disney? You're going to take Darth Vader and stick him in this movie so I have to go see it? Because look in the trailer... There's a Star Destroyer. There's the Death Star with the little circle thing coming out and going back in. That's not making me excited. I'm not happy about that. And everybody's like, I didn't get to see Darth Vader breathing. I don't need to see Darth Vader breathing or hear him or anything like that because I don't care about Darth Vader. He's gone. He's dead. I'm looking forward to what happens after it.
Okay.
In this movie...
You're looking-
Hold on, I'm not done.
you're looking forward to what happens after, but you want a Han Solo prequel?
Han Solo is different. It's a character piece. It's about him.
Darth Vader is the greatest villain in movie history.
This isn't about Darth Vader. He's making a cheap-ass cameo in order to get you and everybody else to go buy tickets to go see it. So in one scene, it's just like when they threw him in Rebels in the cartoon. It's pointless. They're going to throw him in this movie where she's still... Don't even get... Well, I got to get to her, too. Where they... And Lance, you can join in here in 1 minute. You're gonna see a scene where they're still in the plans, and Darth Vader's gonna appear and do some things and scary, and Ken's getting mad over here. So I don't want to see it. Secondly,
I'm hoping his asthma kicks in soon. So
why is it a young British girl again? Why another young British girl? Why is it her starring another young British girl? It's the same as Force Awakens.
Oh, why not?
Because why does she have to be another British girl? Why does everybody have a British accent in the new Star Wars movies?
Because it just wouldn't be the same if she sounded like Snooki.
Why couldn't they just had a regular
God.
girl? Why couldn't they have a guy steal the plans?
Because she was the best actress that auditioned for the role.
It's so stupid.
Why?
Because it's so stupid. It's like saying...
No, you can't say it's so stupid and not give me a why. Saying it's so stupid is not a why.
Because
Why?
here's why it's so stupid. You have a character in Rey who... This character, when I watch that trailer... It was like the same character. It's like saying we're going to do a prequel to the Avengers, and it's just people. It's not the Avengers, but it's a guy that has a hammer and has long hair, and he's like everything, and it's a guy with a shield, but it has a duck on it this time, not a star. He's not Captain America, and it has a robot, and it has a guy that wears an iron suit, but it's made out of titanium.
why can't that person end up being Rey's mom?
Well, they've already debunked that rumor.
That she would be way too old.
So I don't know. Like,
How could she be Ray's mom? That movie is like that takes place like 60 years before Ray.
science.
Yeah, no, it's not Ray's mom. It's you know what worked well is casting Daisy. What's her name again?
Daisy Ridley.
Daisy Ridley in this character. Let's cast another. I just can't stand it with the British accents, and it's like the same character. It's the same character.
It's similar.
She turns out to be a Jedi. I'm gonna go nuts.
She's not.
All right, I'll let Lance have his moment here. I'll shut up. I'm leaving. Bye, everybody. See you later.
Now sit down here. All right, no, I agree with maybe a tenth of what Don said. The 10th I agree with is the fact that it's going to be a good movie. Now, I don't think it's gratuitous Vader shopping, okay? I think this movie is actually going to go to what we talked about in a previous podcast, which is the humanization of this huge battle between good and evil, okay? You're going to see things like how it affects like people on a planet that are not Force sensitive, that have no idea what the Force is going on. All they know is that the Empire is coming in and shooting people, or the Rebels are coming in and blowing people up. You weave that in that little span of time, and it works. And if you look at the movie's going to have some pretty good production values if you look at the trailer.
And it's got new stormtroopers because we needed to sell more toys.
Yeah.
So we got new stormtroopers again.
That's one of the problems I have with Disney. Everything has a merchandising angle.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
We got new stormtroopers. They have black helmets.
Well, but they took their cues from Lucas himself.
That's true. But I can
black helmeted stormtroopers.
Stormtroopers.
Yeah, there's the
TIE
They were the
fighter
TIE
these
pilot,
ones.
TIE fighter
Did
pilot.
you see these ones in the trailer? They have the
Death
longer
Troopers.
maps, and they look silver.
Yeah, they were.
But I
extended
I can forgive all that if you're going to weave a damn good story into it.
Do you like the Oriental guy in it that's like a samurai? Because we have an Oriental guy in the trailer, and he's got to be like a samurai. Because he's Oriental, let's make him a samurai.
Because
the
if they would have made someone else, if they would have made a white guy a
Why does he have to
samurai,
be a samurai? Why can't he just be an Oriental guy with like a sword and a gun?
why couldn't they just have a guy that's sort of like a samurai?
Why would you call him a samurai?
Why is he a samurai? Why is there a samurai in there? They're not on Earth. This is in Japan.
But if you look in the background of that scene, there's other people dressed like him.
So it's Japan. It's Japan.
It's a
in
group.
outer space.
It's a cult, not a cult.
Star Wars is always
a sect. Thank you.
Star Wars has always pulled a lot of different diversity from around the planet to make their different races on, different alien races and their language. I mean, every language spoken for the most part is a different language somewhere else in the world that they just use as that alien race. So, I don't know. I just don't feel like... I don't care about all that stuff.
With the exception of Gungans.
So what do you think about what I said? You think I'm completely wrong?
I feel like that your, visceral attack of it being something that you don't care about, I do care about it. I want to see how this battle went. I want to see...
What's the point of this battle?
What's the point of anything?
We know how it ends.
It's all made up, so why would you
watch
watching it?
You
Here's
know
my
how
first
it
F-bomb.
ends.
I mean, we know what happens. They steal the plans. That's
Why
all
we
you
watch-
need to know.
Why are we watching the Avengers movie? Because we know Thanos is going to get all the Infinity Gems.
Well, here's the thing. So we watch Avengers 1, right?
Yeah.
In Avengers 1, what happens off camera? Loki gets an army from outer space from Thanos, right?
Yeah.
And he gets the Mind Stone and a staff.
Yeah.
Let's make a whole movie about that.
Yeah.
Because, let's make a movie about that. Well, how did Agent Coulson get hired in S.H.I.E.L.D.? Let's make another movie about that.
Oh,
Do
no,
we
they-
need to see that?
No, what they did was instead of making a movie about it, they made a whole television show
Yeah.
about it.
No, because that show doesn't take place in the past. It takes place in current
No,
time.
but it's what happened
So, wait a
after
minute.
he died.
So you're only saying that if it happens in the past, you don't care about it, but if it's a small,
No, this is what Star
inconsiderate-
Wars does. It's every little possible thing that they want to do now they're going to make a movie about. They're going to say, remember that time when, in between, here's what'll be next. In between New Hope and Empire, when they end up on the ice planet, how'd they get there? Let's make a movie about it.
Yeah, they already did. They made a whole book series about it and a video game. Yeah. It's called, what is it?
You're going to get movies about it next.
N64
and then a
game.
cartoon show on
Rogue Squadron.
No, it was Rogue Squadron. There was another one too. It was Dash Rendar was the main character. Dash Rendar was was a friend of Han.
So in 20 years from now, we need a movie about how Han and Chewie, after his son died, went off and were smugglers again.
Yeah,
Shadow of the Empire.
yeah, Shadow.
And that'll
yeah.
be called back to smuggling again.
But
No,
what makes it good, like, the reason people like this universe is the reason it's so expansive. That you can go
Expansive? Is that like how you say expensive in the South? That's expansive.
I'm shaking my head at that one too, Ken, because you were exactly right.
It's just making fun of my limited language skills that everybody knows about. To poo-poo, like, people like it because they can go in and dissect the battle of whatever the battle
of
is.
Yavin.
Yavin. And go, okay.
The Battle of Yavin is where the Rogue One is what this is about?
No, the Battle of Yavin's where the Death Star was destroyed.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if I want to see how they got the...
Remember Yavin's moon was the one that the Death Star was going to destroy?
Okay.
That's the Battle of Yavin. That's
Well, we already watched that battle. It's episode 4.
I was just making a reference.
I want to watch all the other battles they haven't made for.
Yeah.
I want to show... They need to show also, too... They start in Force Awakens, that how truly fascist the Empire is. Like, all you really see is Darth Vader, and them. Like, you don't see actually what they're doing to enslave or to, put down the people of the galaxy as well.
But we know what happened.
But you know, from their perspective, I want to see.
I like how they threw AT-ATs in there in a trailer, like, because everybody, look, AT-ATs attacking people on a planet.
Yeah, it worked. I like AT-ATs.
Oh, yeah, it's great. And look, a Star Destroyer again.
But this happens right
and then
before A New
Forrest
Hope.
Whitaker's in it. Oh,
That
okay.
I don't know. When I see Forrest Whitaker, I just think that, hey, look, that's Forrest Whitaker, kids. That's
I
almost like
thought
Stephen
everything in
Amell.
that trailer. Look,
Which is why I like them finding no-name actors for this.
Yeah.
Now, I will say Felicity Jones is not necessarily a no-name
No-name
actress,
actor.
but
I don't know who that is.
she's
the
Jin.
hell?
She's the main character.
Who's
Felicity
Jin?
Jones.
Oh, okay.
she's playing
Ray.
Rey.
Rogue. No, she's
Yes.
Yeah.
And from Dawn's perspective, yes,
Yes,
she's
Rey.
playing Rey. But most of the other people you don't recognize them, except for the big villains. Like Mads Mikkelsen is in this.
Yeah, again.
And is playing a big villain.
Who the hell's Mads Milkman or whatever the hell you just said? Who the hell is that?
Bad milkman.
You say these people like I know who the hell you're talking about.
I don't care if you know who they are or not.
This episode is just us fighting.
It's a lot of fun.
Deal with us.
All right. So,
What?
have we gotten around to everybody?
No, we haven't. Because
No, because he's been filibustering and taking over the entire podcast about this.
I have not filibustered.
Mads Mikkelsen was the villain. He played the villain in Casino Royale. You would know him there.
No, I don't watch those James Bond movies because I hate them.
All right.
I have Don's back on this. I can't stand it.
He's playing the weird-eyed zombie guy in Doctor Strange.
He's been Baron Mordru.
The guy
No,
with the eye
Mordu
problem
is
bother me.
Chiwetel for the black guy. That's Baron Mordu.
Wait, but the guy that's running the blank, I thought that was Wong.
No,
That's
one was
Mordu.
the female.
I thought that was the ancient one.
I'm so
Yeah,
confused.
Tilda Swinton is the ancient one.
She's the ancient one. Okay.
All right, we're not on Doctor Strange yet. I don't even know if we'll get to Doctor Strange.
Oh, we're
In
getting it done.
54 minutes.
All right, let's wrap up Rogue One. So, going around the room, I think Rogue One is pointless. I don't care about it. I have no interest in it. I'm so sick of Star Wars in there. Let's just get as much out of it as we can. I could care less about it. I'm excited for Episode 8. I could give two shits about Rogue One. Now, I'll probably have to go because everyone will go, but I don't care about it. I'm over it. I'm over Rebels. I'm over all the expanded, stupid Star Wars shit.
I feel like the cartoons don't count. Like, I don't watch any of those.
they're supposed to be
They're really
canon.
good.
They're
And
good.
they're canon.
Yeah.
Well, Don hates them.
They're in a canon.
I resisted watching them for a while because they were cartoons.
Clone
and I didn't
Wars
want to
was
watch
good.
cartoons. Clone Wars. I watched the first season of Clone Wars. Got hooked.
Oh.
Rebels has been great.
Clone Wars bothered me. The only good Clone Wars was the Jenny Tarkovsky stuff that they did.
Here's you with names now.
He's the guy that did Dexter's Laboratory and Powerpuff
Yeah,
Girls.
you liked the Cartoon Network, the old version of
Yeah.
it better, but I don't know. Rebels to me is just, I don't know. It's just so much. We got to sell more toys. Here's another way to make another lightsaber.
That's how the world
Here's
works.
another way to make another lightsaber. Here's another lightsaber. Everybody's in.
Why does Captain America have to change his freaking armor or his outfit every single movie?
He doesn't.
So they
Do
can
you change your clothes every day?
That's what I'm saying. So they can market and make new toys and new stuff.
So
It's
there's
all a
there's a
marketing
Ken
machine.
action figure in hoodie number 1.
Yeah.
Ken action figure in hoodie number 2.
And then
That's
Star Wars
literally
with
how
their,
many hoodies I have left too.
Star Wars with their Sith stuff, where there's always supposed to be always two Sith Lords. These cartoons and all this extra stuff throw so many extra Sith Lords in
No,
there. It makes
actually-
no
No,
sense.
No,
the
they
Inquisitors
actually-
are not Sith.
And they actually respect the rule of 2.
Come
Yes.
on, look at the original trilogy. How bad they mucked up that role.
The original trilogy screwed it up. Yes.
What the hell was what's her name? Ventress. You had Ventress,
Asajj Ventress?
and you had Dooku and Palpatine all in the same time.
Because
That's 3.
At the time, Dooku was Palpatine's apprentice, Sith apprentice. He was planning to overthrow Palpatine, so he got Ventress as his
He
apprentice.
broke the rule too.
So
No.
he could become powerful and take down his master. That's how it works. It's the rule of 2, but it's the rule of 2.5. Because the
The
apprentice
role of 2.5 men.
the apprentice decides they need more power. They get their own apprentice to overthrow their
Oh, it's so
master
stupid.
they can become the master.
And Inquisitors aren't.
The Inquisitors,
Why do they have red lightsabers then?
they're dark side force users, but they are not
God.
Sith.
See, all these little things that get away with having more. It's Sith. It's another Sith Lord, but they have all these little technicalities.
No, actually, if
Don, you judging in absolutes is bothering me a lot right now.
what do you mean?
Only a Sith deals in absolutes.
What do you mean? Is that why you were saying that?
But that's not true, because if you take that statement and you look at some of the Jedi laws, Jedis are pretty absolute too, but
So they're not Jedi. They're not Sith Lords.
they're not
No.
Sith Lords, no.
But they have red lightsabers.
They are
Because
dark
they're
side
dark side
force
force
wielders.
users. Force wielders.
But don't you see how that's kind of like a loophole?
Yes.
Just to have another Sith Lord.
No.
It's a loophole, but all stories have loopholes.
It's to sell toys.
I'm not,
It's not to tell a
arguing
good
with you.
story. It's to sell
But
toys.
the problem there is the stories are good.
Well, if you say so, I don't think they are.
They are.
I've
I mean,
watched,
actually,
I've watched Rebels and I can't get through an episode.
That's
No,
fine.
but if you watch the last 4 episodes of this season,
oh yeah,
they'll change the way you think about it.
yeah.
Why? Because Captain Rex is on it?
No.
No, honestly, I will say most of this season 2, the first couple episodes were great, a whole crap ton of filler, and then the last 4 were really
Right.
good.
All right.
It's like Walking Dead.
Well, we definitely don't agree on this topic at all. It's 3 against 1 on this one instead of 2 against.
Yeah.
That's 2, whatever the hell our slogan is. And Ken's mad at me now.
That's been since before I did that's after the second intro. All right. Well, thank you for listening. Don't forget to share us on your social media sites. And everyone else want to say
Thanks, everybody.
Yep.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks a lot.
Later.
have a good night.